here's your assignment, adding and subtracting mixed numbers. You're just doing the odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. It's not very bad because you should be doing this on a Monday or a Tuesday, I believe. So, I am going to jump down to number 7. Okay. It's the only one that I'm going to do for you or help you with because it has adding and subtracting in it. Okay. Number 9 is just subtracting. I realize there's 3 numbers there, but it's just subtracting. So I'm gonna help you with number 7 so we can see both operations. Okay. So I want to break this up. If you were in my class, I would take a index card and just cover this whole problem right here because it doesn't matter right now. Okay. I will erase that here in a minute and we'll come to it. So right now, let's just do. Oh, sorry, my neck hurts. Well, let's just do 3 2/5 plus 4 1/3. Okay. So let's first find our common denominators. Actually, no, let's not. Let's first change our mixed number into improper fractions. Okay. So 5 parts. Let me change the size of my pen here. It takes 5 parts to make a whole. And we have 3 wholes, so that's just 5 times 3. And then we have to add the 2. So 5 times 3 is 15. So that's 15 parts. And we have 2 extras, so that's 17. 17. There we go. And then 4 1/3. It takes 3 parts to make a whole. We have 4 wholes. I'm going to multiply 3 times 4, which is 12. And then I'm going to add that extra 1. So that's 13. 13. There we go. All right, so now let's add, let's get the denominators the same. Sorry. Let's get these denominators the same. If you skip count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20. So now let's skip count by 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 15. I think y'all may have heard that. Those match. So these denominators are going to be 15. So how did we get our first fraction from 5 to 15? We multiplied by 3. So we got to do the same thing to the numerator. There we go. 17 times 3 to find our numerator. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 1 is 3, 4, 5. 51. Okay, so then how do we get this denominator of 3 to 15? We multiply it by 5, so be fair. And now we have 13 times 5, which I'm going to do over here. 5 and 3 is 15. Carry the 1. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus the 1 is 6. Yeah. 65. Alright, so now we can just add these up. Our denominator is 15. And 65 plus 51. 5 and 1 is 6. 6 and 5 is 11. So that is 116. Okay? Now, don't forget, that's just one little part of the problem. So let's now look at that third part. I'm going to make sure I don't erase. There we go. So I'm going to erase all this stuff over on the side over here where I was showing my work. So I have some more space. Alright. So now we have already done this. So that's done. So now we have 116 fifteenths. 116 fifteenths minus 6 7/10. Okay? So, but what do we have to do with the 6 7/10 first? We've got to get it into a mixed number. So, it takes 10 parts to make a whole. We have 6 wholes. So I'm going to do 10 times 6. which is 60. And then I'm going to add those extra parts. So that is 67 over 10. Okay? 67 over 10. Now, here's our problem. 116/15 minus 67 over 10. That's our final problem, but can we do that? No, we cannot. Because we have to have common denominators. Let's see here. So let's just skip count. We have a 15 and a 10. So if we skip count 15, 30, now let's count by tens. 10, 20, 30. Well, what sounds common? 30. 30. Okay? So how did we get from 15 to 30? We doubled it. So then we would have to double that. Okay, 116 times 2, that means we're just doubling it. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. 2 times 1 is 2. So that is 232 over 30. Now, how did we get from 10 excuse me, 10 to 30? 10, 20, 30, it's multiplied by 3. So we have to multiply 67 by 3. 67 times 3. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 6 is 18. 19, 20. 201. Okay, so it's a long problem, right? I don't know if there's a timer on your screen or not, but I am at 7 minutes and 12 seconds for this one problem right now. Okay, so it's tough. That's why I'm helping you with this one. All right, so our final problem is 232 over 30 minus 201 over 30. Our denominator stays the same. So now we just have 232 minus 201. 232 minus 201. 2 minus 1 is 1. 3 minus 0 is 3. Sorry. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So that is 31 over 30. Alright, so what's that called? When the numerator is larger than the denominator, it is improper. So our denominator is going to be 30. How many times does 30 fit into 31? Well, it's 31 divided by 30, right? It takes 30 parts to make a whole. So if it takes 30 parts to make a whole and we've got 31 parts, isn't that one whole? That's one whole with how many left over? 1. Okay? Ooh-wee. That's a lot of work. 1 and 1/30 is number 7. Okay? On number 9, when you subtract, you cannot change the order in which you subtract. Okay? So when you find common denominators in these, which if you want to, you can find a common denominator in the whole problem before you get started. But you cannot change the order of subtraction. Okay? Hey, luckily, number 1, it's got common denominators already. Number 3, your common denominator is going to be 22, so you just have to change 11. So I realized that watching me do number 7 and it taking about 8 minutes to do, it's a lot of work, but at least I took care of the hardest one for you. Y'all have a good day.